minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, X minus 1. Fire.
Lights out, everybody. The creaking door.
Dimension X.
Inner Sanctum Mystery.
X minus 1.
Dark fantasy.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sci-Fi and Horror, brought to you by Dwayne Old Time Radio. Sci-Fi and Horror features some of the best programs from the golden age of radio, including X-1, Orbiter X, Dimension X, it's a lot of X's, Lights Out, Ray Bradbury, Dark Fantasy, and many, many more. Before we start today's sci-fi and horror thriller, if you enjoy what I'm doing, let me ask you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is 100% free, and you will receive notifications on new posts. Lastly, if you have a moment, please write a short 1 or 2 sentence review or give a rating on your preferred podcast service. A positive review or rating would help me out a lot. And now, on to the show. And again, thank you for your support. Hope you enjoy. Journey into Space starts the month with their storyline titled Operation Luna. We're going to continue this. This is the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th episode. There are 13 episodes in total, so next month I will air the last 3. These 4 episodes are... Okay, Operation Luna, Journey into Space fans, I realized today that I have been reading Wikipedia wrong. It's not Wikipedia's fault, it's my fault. I got the wrong dates for Journey into Space, Operation Luna. So I am going to correct that at this point going forward. I was giving the dates for Journey to the Moon episodes, not Operation Luna episodes. So anyway, 7 through 10, which is being posted today, instead of 1953, these actually aired in 1958. Episode 7, May 7, then May 14, then May 21st, then May 28th, 1958. Apologies.
Journey into space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in Operation Luna. Jet Morgan and the crew of rocket ship Luna took off from the moon, intending to return to the Earth. But on the far side of the moon, which they were photographing prior to heading for home, they saw a number of strange spacecraft which took off and pursued them. Then Jet and his crew lost consciousness to awake and find that they'd left the solar system entirely and were hurtling through space at an unimaginable speed. After a little while, they noticed that the ship had slowed down, and then there appeared on the televiewer screen an image of a planet which they were rapidly approaching.
It has an atmosphere, no doubt about that.
Yes, but what's it composed of? Methane, ammonia, or what? The chances of its being air are 1,000,000 to 1 against.
But it's a planet, an island in a limitless ocean, and we're heading straight for it at a speed at which we might be able to control the ship. It's a chance in 1,000,000, our only hope.
You mean you're going to attempt a landing on it?
Why not? If we're going to die anyway, it might as well be on that, whatever it is out here in nothing.
But it's so far away from home.
No further than we'll ever be. This is our one chance of survival.
Yeah, but with no idea what's on it, who's on it. We might even be wrecked and end up as a sort of Space Family Robinson.
What do you say, Mitch? Shall we try it?
I'm all for taking the chance. Let's try to land.
Doc?
Me too. I suppose if I say I'm not, I'll be considered overruled?
Yes.
I'm overruled.
All right. Landing procedure will be the same as it would have been for landing on Earth.
With the aid of the atmosphere?
How else?
But it may not be dense enough to afford the necessary braking power.
That we'll find out, but we'll try it just the same. Open up the pilot's cabin, Doc. I'm going in.
Okay.
Mitch, get to the radar. See if you can calculate our speed and height from the planet.
Yeah.
And Lemmy, stay with the televiewer. If you notice anything odd about that planet as we get closer to it, give a yell.
What else? Pilot cabin door. Contact. Hey, Jet.
Yes, Lemmy?
Look at this.
What?
See it? Sort of brilliant reflection at the top, like custard over a Christmas pudding.
Ice.
Eh?
An ice cap. Like the North and South Poles on the Earth, but bigger, much bigger.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that the overall temperature is much cooler on the whole. And in that particular region, way below freezing point.
Well, we can't land there then, can we?
No, but nearer the equator, it'll be warmer. Our safest bet would be to land somewhere between the equator and the pole.
Seem to be a lot of cloud areas. Thick, too.
Yes, all to the good. At least that indicates that there's moisture down there.
Water?
I hope so. If it isn't... All right, Doc. I'll get into the pilot's seat. As soon as I'm settled, I'll go over to intercom.
Right.
Well, that's peculiar, but most fortunate.
Well, what is, Mitch?
Well, so far as I can calculate, we're about 17,000 miles above the surface of that planet.
Uh-huh.
And our speed is approaching 10,000 miles per hour. Now, that's exactly what our height and speed would have been now if we were approaching the Earth after taking off from the moon.
Except that it would have taken us more than 4 days to get this far instead of just an hour or so.
Hello, Doc. Now settled in. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Mitch?
Yes, estimated distance of surface is 17,000 miles. Speed, 10,000 miles per hour.
What? But that's just what it would be
If we were approaching Earth, I know. I just explained that to Doc.
Yeah, I suppose this couldn't be the Earth, could it?
How could it?
Well, it seems to have land and water and clouds and ice caps. I wish we could think it was, Lemmy. But the ice caps on Earth are nothing like the size of that one.
It isn't the Earth, that's certain. But from here, it looks as though our best bet for landing will be to treat it as though it were. Get to your posts and stand by for landing procedure.
Yeah, okay, Jet.
Right. I'll try to estimate our acceleration rate.
Hey, listen.
Huh?
Oh, it's here again. That music. Those ships must be around somewhere. Yeah, I can hear it, too.
Yes, so can I.
Jet, do you hear it?
Yes, Doc.
Can you see them? Are they out there?
No, I can't, but my view's limited. I can't see behind.
Stern view. Switch on the stern view.
Stern view, on. There they are. And still in that circular formation. Oh, now what are they up to? Are they going to try and turn us away from here, too? Ruin our only chance?
Can you see them?
Yes, Jet. They're directly behind us.
Why don't they leave us alone?
Jet, you better come out of that cabin, quick. If we're going to accelerate again, and you're sitting in there, the pressure could break your neck.
No, don't worry, Mitch. I'm on my way out.
Doc, Lemmy, get to your bunks. Lie down.
Yeah, they ain't catching me this time.
Are they still there, Mitch?
Yeah, look.
Well, get onto your bunk, Mitch. We'll leave the televiewer on, trained on those ships.
Yeah.
If nothing has happened by the time we're close enough to that planet to go into orbit, we'll go. Ships or no ships.
Yeah, well, I'll keep checking our speed. Let you know when we have to take action.
Well, they're still there. They don't seem to be getting any closer.
Hey, what the...
What's up, Mitch?
Our speed, it's just the same. It isn't increasing at all.
But it must do. The gravity pull of that planet must be drawing us down towards it. The speed must increase.
I tell you, it's not, Jet. It's still 10,000. It hasn't changed since the last check.
What is going on? What are they doing to us? And how can they do it?
Beats me. They must have control over powers we don't even know exist.
They're coming in closer now, and fast, too.
Eh?
Yeah, look at them. Just like before, as though they were going to attack us. And why don't they get it over with?
Hey, something's happened. Gravity's returning. Can you feel it?
I don't know. It's not quite like that. It's a kind of... Well, the pressure seems to be outward, towards the walls.
And getting stronger.
Hang on. Get your backs to the wall, if you can. Oh, I'm trying. I can hardly move.
Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody black out?
Not me.
No, me.
Hey, they've gone again. There's no sign of them.
What?
Yeah. Look for yourself, Jet.
I can't see... Yeah, wait a minute. What's that? At the bottom of the screen.
It's a light. Some kind of light.
Look, it's rising higher.
Good Lord, it's the planet. We've already broken through its atmosphere and we're traveling parallel to its surface.
But if we're that close, we must be falling towards it as well. We're likely to crash.
Get to the radar, Mitch. See if you can estimate our height. And, Doc, open up the cabin again.
Right. Well, that solves the problem of how we land. We'll probably hit the ground so hard it'll take a month to dig us out.
As soon as Mitch has got the facts and figures, let me have them over the intercom.
You bet.
Good heavens.
What is it, Jet?
The wings, they're red hot. The whole ship must be glowing.
Well, how red?
Just enough to notice, but they're glowing all right. We must have entered the atmosphere at about 15,000 miles an hour. And we can't be doing much less than that now.
Hello, Jet.
Yes, Mitch?
Estimated height 50 miles. Speed 14,500.
Right, I'll hold it at 50 miles high. The atmosphere's resistance will keep slowing us down, and with luck, we'll make a safe landing. At least with the right way up and on a steady course.
Where are we now?
Just over the ice cap, heading for the pole.
Let's hope we don't have to land on the ice.
We're going too fast for that. We'll be well on our way towards the equator before we're anywhere near slow enough to land.
Think we'll make it? Safely, I mean.
We can only hope. Meanwhile, you'd better convert the couches to sitting position. As soon as you've done that, train the televiewer on the surface directly below us. Between us, we can select a good landing place, if there is one.
Estimated height, 15 miles. Speed, 750.
Check.
Your indicators say the same?
Yes, Mitch.
Well, we seem to have left the ice behind. Passing over water now. Can you see any land yet?
No, I can't.
Well, there is plenty. We saw it.
And there's plenty of sea, too. We're bound to have to pass it. Hey!
What is it, Jet?
I can see land now, I think. Slightly to port. I'm going to turn, head towards it.
What's it look like? Flat or what?
I can't tell from here, but you'll soon be able to see for yourselves.
Height, 30,000. Speed, 180.
Check.
Oh, blimey. Don't look very friendly, does it? About as good a spot for landing as the Himalayas. Well, what if it's all like this? A planet of mountains.
Do you see any end to them, Jet?
No, Mitch, they stretch clear to the horizon.
But there must be a flat part somewhere. Well, meanwhile, we're losing speed and height with every second. Some of them mountains, well, they must be 20,000 feet high. We'll hit them for sure, unless we cut in the motor and rise up again.
Well, it may come to that.
But it'll be such a waste of fuel.
So what difference does it make? We're never going to take off again anyway.
We're losing height rapidly, Jet. And speed, too. We can't keep going much longer.
Then we'll cut in the motor. I'll lift our nose and gain height.
Right, Jet. There's just a short burst on low power. Let me know when you're ready.
We'll get it up to 500. Stand by.
Standing by.
Contact.
Contact.
Speed 120. 130. 140. 490. 500. Cut. Well, that feels better. Televiewer still going?
Yes.
Then take a look at the country below us. Tell me what you think.
There certainly seems to be some kind of green substance on the valley floor.
Is it grass?
I wouldn't like to say from this height.
Could be a kind of moss or lichen.
Is that good? Well, it shows that there's some kind of life can exist down there.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, but it may be the only kind of life.
Oh? These mountains are high, Doc. That's about the only kind of life that could survive on them. Maybe there are more advanced forms lower down.
Always supposing there is a lower down. If you ask me, this planet is nothing but mountains and sea.
Hey, Mitch, Doc, Levy, there's a great stretch of flat country ahead.
Are you sure, Jet?
Of course I'm sure.
Well, what does it look like? Is there anything growing on it?
Well, I can only see it in little patches. There's lots of clouds, stacks of it. If there's anywhere we can land, I think it's there.
What? With the clouds obscuring the view? What if it stretches right down to the surface?
It doesn't. I can see the ground, I tell you. If we point the nose down, we could get under that cloud and see what lies below. How about it? Shall we try?
Oh, why not? If there's any chance of landing, so far as I'm concerned, the sooner the better.
Yeah, me too.
And me.
Right, here we go.
Oh, it's flat, all right. Well, fairly flat. We could make a landing here, couldn't we?
Sure we could, if it weren't for that forest. We can't land on treetops.
No sign of any clearing.
Not even way ahead?
No, but visibility isn't all that good. The cloud's thicker and lower than I thought.
Can you keep under it without hitting the deck, I mean?
I think so, for some miles anyway.
Then keep going. We might spot something.
Mitch, check the height and speed, will you?
Yeah, height, 2,000 feet. Speed, 90.
It's no good. Nothing but trees.
We'll have to rise again. Get above this cloud. Find somewhere else.
No.
Hold on a minute.
What is it?
There's a gap. As if a great area of the forest has been cleared and cultivated.
What?
It's true, Doc. And there's a river in front of us, running at right angles to our line of flight. All the cultivation is along its banks.
You mean fields?
Well, you could even call them that.
Can you see a place to land?
Now it's raining, absolutely teeming down.
Oh, blimey.
Can you see a place to land?
There are plenty of places, but we're going too fast at the moment. I'll have to circle and keep circling until we've slowed down.
Well, be careful, Jet. Don't put us down in the river, please.
Turning. Speed is now 70. I'm going to straighten up for the run-in.
Is it still raining?
Oh, raining buckets full. Visibility is about down to zero.
Well, then take it easy, Jet. We don't want to hit anything, not at this stage.
Coming in now.
Height, 1,000 feet.
Straight run.
900 feet.
Let's hope the ground's firm and can support our weight.
800.
You better brace yourselves. Get into your chairs.
700.
Come on, Lemmy. It might be quite a shock. Don't you think I know it? Strap yourself in.
500.
Doing it.
400. 300.
Nearly there.
200.
Stand by.
100.
Here it comes.
Oh, blimey, Jet!
Sorry, she bounced. Here we go again. Touching down. Now.
What's happening? We're going to crash, I know it.
Shut up, Lemmy. Just hold on. Well, we made it. We're down.
And all in one piece. We're here.
Yes, Lemmy. Heaven knows where we are, but we're here.
You all right back there? Sorry for the bump, but it was no concrete runway we landed on.
We're fine, Jet. How about you?
Oh, I'm all right.
Hold on. I'm coming up to the cabin to take a look out.
Me too.
And me.
Come on, then. Not that you can see much with this rain falling.
Blimey. I'll say it's raining. Do you suppose it's always like this here? Rains all the time?
How should I know? I'm a stranger here.
Well, it just goes to prove that life on other planets must be fundamentally much the same as on Earth. Green vegetation, a river, clouds, rain.
Just like home, innit? Only much wetter.
I wonder if there's any kind of animal life.
It must be.
Eh?
How else could those plots of vegetation grow like that? They're too regular, too uniform to have grown that way naturally.
What, you mean some kind of animal planted them?
Why not?
Who ever heard of such a thing? No animal would know how to begin. Wouldn't have a clue.
Well, what's your theory?
Humans. Only human beings would know how to cultivate.
The only type of human beings we can imagine are like ourselves, and we came from the Earth.
Ah, yes, but just...
According to your theory, there must be human beings here.
Well,
If there are, or animals for that matter, with a similar type of intelligence, surely they must live somewhere. Where are their houses? Their cities, even? There's no sign of them.
But these fields along the river bank, the systematic way in which the forest has been cleared, it can't be natural. It just can't.
Then what's the answer?
Well, maybe their homes are miles from here, and they travel by boat along the river.
Good guess, but wide of the mark, I'm sure.
Well, only trying to help.
Do you think that stuff down there is good to eat?
Huh?
Well, our food isn't going to last forever, Jet. Now we're here, we have to eat, if we hope to survive.
And drink. Can we drink that water? Or will it poison us?
Can we breathe the air? Is it air?
It may not even be safe to step outside the ship.
Gentlemen, I don't know where we are, what planet this is we've landed on, or in what part of the universe it's located. But the fact remains, it looks as though we're going to be here till the end of our days. And if we remain in the ship, our days are numbered to less than 5.
And if we step outside, we may not live 5 minutes.
But if there is air out there, and food and water...
We have to put it to the test.
How?
Somebody will have to go out there and try it.
Go out? Isn't there some other way?
What?
Well, whoever goes, No, there's no other way that I can think of.
We'll draw lots for it.
How'll we get out?
Through the airlock.
Yeah, but the moment we open the main door, whatever atmosphere is out there will rush in and fill up the vacuum.
And next time we use the airlock, it'll enter the ship, and if it's poisonous...
If it is poisonous, we won't be using the airlock again anyway. Whoever's left in won't be wanting to get out.
I'm not so sure about that. I think I'd rather be poisoned out there and get it over with and die of suffocation in here in 5 days' time.
Let's get back to the main cabin. We'll draw lots, and then one of us will go out and make the test.
Hatch closing.
Let us know when your helmet is fixed, and we'll exhaust the airlock.
Helmet fastened. Over to intercom.
All right, Doc. Exhaust the airlock.
Airlock. Exhaust.
Suit now inflating.
Air pressure 0.
All right, Doc. Open the door. Let's get out there.
Look, Lemmy, wait a minute. Why not let me go out?
Oh, fair. I won the draw, didn't I? Open her up. I'm going out.
Better do as he says, Doc.
But take it easy. Just ease the door enough to break the vacuum.
Yeah.
Let that air, or whatever it is out there, come in as slowly as possible.
Right. Main door. Stand by. How's that, Lemmy?
Yeah, the suit, it's gone all flappy.
Oh, it will. As the air, or whatever it is, comes in from outside, it'll equalize the pressure.
Oh, well, but it'll be a lot easier to move anyway.
Maximum pressure.
She must be full now.
And open the door properly. Let's get out and get this over with.
Main door. Contact.
Let's see how it feels down on terra firma.
Ladder. Contact.
Well, here I go. I'll go round to the ship's nose so you can all see me through the pilot's window.
How is it to walk, Lemmy?
It's not walking that worries me. It's how long I'm going to be able to. I'm now going round.
All right, Lemmy. We'll be watching for you. And good luck.
Thanks, Jeff.
There he is. Just coming into view. Talk to him, Jeff.
Hello, Lemmy. We can see you. You all right?
I'll tell you in just a few minutes. I know one thing.
What?
I should have brought an umbrella. I'm going to get my hair wet when I take the helmet off.
Oh, never mind that. Remember what we told you. Loosen your helmet first. If you feel no ill effects, lift it slightly. Take a shallow breath, and if that's okay, take a bigger one.
And if it isn't?
And fasten up your helmet, increase your oxygen supply, and breathe deeply.
Right. Now, here I go. Unfastening helmet. Helmet loose.
Well, Lemmy, can you breathe all right?
Oh, sorry, Jet. I wasn't trying. I was holding my breath, but I'll do it this time. Removing helmet slightly.
Now, lower your helmet, quick.
Too late. It's lowered.
How do you feel?
Well, it's all right. Up to now, anyway.
You sure?
No, I ain't.
It's air. It must be air.
The effects might be delayed.
I'll have another go now. Take a deeper breath this time. Removing helmet. Oh, feels all right.
Thank goodness for that.
No peculiar sensations?
No.
You sure, Lemmy?
Sure, I'm sure. In fact, I think I'll take the helmet right off.
No, wait.
Too late. He's done it.
I can breathe. Without the helmet, I can breathe. The first good, clean breath of fresh air for nearly a month. Oh, air, beautiful air.
Right, what's come over him? He's dancing.
The oxygen content must be too high. It's making him too lively.
Or else it's poisonous.
Lemmy, put your helmet on, do you hear?
He's taking his suit off now.
Must be air. Lemmy, what on earth are you doing?
I'm going to take a shower.
A shower?
In the rain. Don't you realise it? It's nearly a month since any of us have had any kind of a bath.
But isn't it cold out there, Lemmy?
I wouldn't know. To me, it feels like a warm spring day on Earth. And now I'm here, I'm going to make the best of it. Here, why don't you come in? The water's lovely.
Well, why don't we, Jet? Either it's all right or it isn't. I wouldn't mind standing in that rain myself. In fact, the idea appeals to me very much.
Yeah, let's get out there, all of us. We're probably going to be here the rest of our lives. We might as well get used to it. Come on.
All right, open the hatch, Doc, and let's get out there.
Do we take the suits?
Suits? What do we need suits for? There's life on this planet. Life very much as we know it. So let's go out and say hello to it just as we are.
It is now nearly a week since we landed on this planet, and Lemmy left the ship and found the atmosphere breathable. Since then, we have discovered many other things. That the water is drinkable, the temperature is mild, and the rain unceasing. In many respects, the planet is very much like Earth, and the days are very nearly the same length, almost to the second. The cultivated area along the riverbanks contains a variety of crops. So far as we can tell, principally a kind of wheat or barley. But whatever it is, it's in the early stages of its growth, which leads us to believe we've arrived during the late spring or early summer. Who or what it is that has cultivated the soil, we have no idea, for with the exception of flights of birds across the dark, cloudy sky, we've seen no living creature since we arrived here. The rations we brought with us from Earth have now almost gone, and Jet, Mitch, and Lemmy, armed with homemade nets and fish hooks, have gone down to the river, hoping to catch some edible fish. Perhaps there is further food to be had in the forest, but until we can be sure what kind of animals live there, we daren't risk entering it. At night, the forest resounds with the weird cries of some creatures or other. Their voices come echoing across the clearing and, carried by the wind, sound as though they are just outside the ship.
Well, that wasn't at all bad. Would have been better with some potatoes and peas, but at least we neat and starve.
Well, not while the weather remains as mild as this.
What, do you think it's going to change then?
Who knows? This might be just the warm season. If it is, what's the cold season like? How severe and how long?
We've got to explore a wider area, find out much more about this place.
Yeah, what happens if we meet up with whoever planted those fields outside?
I hate to think.
I'd feel a lot easier if we had at least one gun between us, or some kind of weapon.
Look, can't we make some spears or bows and arrows? At least they'd be better than nothing.
Have you ever used a spear, Doc? Or a bow and arrow?
Well, no, I haven't.
Me neither. I wouldn't know how to begin.
Oh, it's marvellous, isn't it? Here we are in a rocket ship, the wonder of our age, stranded on some unknown planet in the depths of the universe. And when it comes to making a couple of simple weapons to enable us to keep alive, not one of us knows how.
Hey, weren't you ever a Boy Scout, Lemmy?
No, Jewish Lads Brigade, me. Didn't teach us nothing about bows and arrows.
Well, I think it's a problem we're going to be able to solve. We've got good tools. We could use odd bits of the ship to manufacture a few knives, arrowheads, or spearheads. We'll soon learn how to use them, and we'll have to.
Yeah, meanwhile, we can live on fish. At least it's a change from airtight sandwich packs.
It's getting dark, Jet. Maybe we better close the hatch.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
That's another thing.
What is?
We're using what power we have left to keep the lights going at night. What do we do when the juice gives out? Go out and buy some candles?
There are a great many problems we'll have to solve before long. A great many.
And one of them is some kind of shelter outside.
What for?
For cooking, that's what. Having the fire under the ship is all very well, but I'll keep getting soaked just the same.
Well, maybe the rain won't last much longer.
Well, I don't see why not. Hasn't stopped since we got here.
Well, it's time for me to go into the pilot's cabin and take the watch. Who follows me?
I do, Jet.
Well, I'll give you a yell in a couple of hours.
Oh, thanks.
I think I'll turn in. Don't suppose I'll sleep, but there's nothing else to do. How about you, Mitch?
Yeah, sure, might as well.
Me too. At least until I have to turn out again.
Hey, Mitch, wake up.
Oh, it's you, Jet. Oh, I was just dozing off.
What is it, Jet? What's wrong?
Is there a red princess knocking at the door?
Listen, are you all awake?
What's the trouble, Jet?
The rain, it's stopped.
Oh, blimey, didn't wake us up just to tell us that, did you?
Listen, the sky's clear, and I can see the stars.
Well, what did you expect?
But the constellations,
What about them?
well, they're the same as we could see from Earth.
What? They can't be.
They are, I tell you. Come and take a look for yourselves.
You bet we will.
Well?
Yes, you're right. I can recognize them. Lyra, Cygnus, and the dolphin. There, see? Just the same. In fact, we might as well be on Earth.
Not quite the same.
How do you mean?
But look at Vega.
Well?
I've been watching it for more than an hour, and she hasn't moved from that position. Well, hardly, but the other stars have. Moved quite a distance. They're circling round her.
So?
But isn't it Polaris, the pole star, that virtually stands still?
Yes, it should be. And when we left Earth, Polaris marked the celestial pole.
Now, wait a minute. I don't understand.
I do. At least, I think I do.
What does it mean?
Just this. Vega has been the pole star before, and will be again. Every 26,000 years or so, it occupies the place we normally see occupied by Polaris.
Yes, but apart from Vega, the constellations are the same as seen from Earth.
Yes, and don't you see, only from the Earth, or maybe from some other part of the solar system, would they assume the shapes they do.
Yes, I'm beginning to understand what you're driving at.
Well, I'm not.
It means that we must be somewhere within the solar system.
Well, that's a comfort.
And that's not all. We know that within the solar system there's only one planet with air, trees, water, rain, and clouds, and the Earth. This can only be the Earth. It is the Earth.
What? Oh, blimey. And I went through all that performance, testing the air.
But if that's true, Jet, how do you account for the constellations being out of position as they are? Why is Vega now the pole star?
There's only one possible explanation. We must have traveled here through time. We've landed on the Earth, all right, but at a different time from when we left it.
How different?
Heaven knows. But my guess is at least 13,000 years.
Oh, which way? Forward or back?
I don't know, Lemmy. I just don't know.
You've been listening to episode 7 of Journey into Space with Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and David Williams as Mitch, and with David Jacobs. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
Journey into space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in Operation Luna.
Jet Morgan and his crew took off from the moon, but instead of returning to Earth as they'd intended, found themselves traveling at an unimaginable speed into the depths of the universe. Then a planet was sighted on the televiewer screen, and a landing was made in a forest clearing. The atmosphere was found to be breathable and the climate bearable, so Jet and his crew, believing they were stranded on the new planet for the remainder of their days, set about making their lives as comfortable as the circumstances would allow. Then, one night, while the rest of the crew slept and Jet kept watch, the sky, which till then had been clouded over, cleared suddenly, and for the first time since landing, Jet caught a glimpse of the stars. Before long, he made a startling discovery.
Do you mean, Jet, that apart from Vega, the constellations are the same as seen from Earth?
Yes. And don't you see, only from the Earth, or maybe from some other part of the solar system, would they assume the shapes they do.
Yes, I'm beginning to understand what you're driving at.
Well, I'm not.
It means that we must be somewhere within the solar system.
Well, that's a comfort.
And that's not all. We know that within the solar system there's only one planet with air, trees, water, rain, and clouds. The Earth. This can only be the Earth. It is the Earth.
What? Oh, blimey. And I went through all that performance, testing the air.
But if that's true, Jet, how do you account for the constellations being out of position as they are? Why is Vega now the pole star?
There's only one possible explanation. We must have travelled here through time. We've landed on the Earth, all right, but at a different time from when we left it.
How different?
Oh, heaven knows. But my guess is at least 13,000 years.
Which way? Forward or back?
I don't know, Lemmy. I just don't know.
Haven't you any idea?
Lemmy, the stars are constantly shifting, and the pole of the heavens is continually moving, tracing a circle in the sky. We hardly notice any difference in a lifetime because the movement is so slow. But over 1,000 years, the change is quite considerable.
Yeah?
5,000 years ago, from 1965, that is, the pole star was Thuban in Draco, as it was when the Egyptians built their pyramids. Well, 5,000 years on, the pole star will be a star in the constellation Cepheus.
Well, how many thousand years from 1965 before it would be Vega?
I've already told you, about 13,000.
Well, that's it then. We've landed back here on Earth, either 13,000 years before or after we left it.
Well, not necessarily.
Eh?
It takes 26,000 years for the star that marks the pole to make its complete circuit. 26,000 years between the time it is the pole star and the time it returns to that position.
I don't see what you're driving at.
Just this, Lemmy. How do we know how many times Vega has been the pole star since we left Earth?
Blimey, you mean we might have to add 26,000 years to the 13,000 we already got?
Yes, perhaps even more. Cool. It depends on how many times the cycle has been completed.
Oh, don't, Jet. It sends me dizzy just thinking about it.
All this is assuming that we are on the Earth.
Where else could we be?
I don't know. But if this is the Earth, it should have a moon, and a very large one revolving round it.
Yes, of course.
Then where is it?
Probably it hasn't risen yet. Or else it's already set.
Maybe. Or perhaps there isn't one.
Yeah, maybe we've gone so far back in time, we've arrived here before the moon existed.
Or so far forward that it's disappeared, blown up, shot off into space. Gone.
If this is the Earth, it's 1,000,000 to 1 that the moon is still circling round it. We haven't seen it because of the cloud, but we haven't seen the sun either for the same reason. Since we've been here, the moon must have southed 6 times. We just haven't seen it, that's all.
Well, if we did, it would make all the difference. It'd be the final proof that we are back on Earth.
No, we'll keep watch for it. It may yet rise before dawn. If it doesn't, then we're bound to see it one evening soon, just after sunset. If the sky remains clear and we don't see it within a week or so, then we'll know there is no moon and that this is almost certainly not the Earth.
How many hours to go till daylight?
4.
Well, if you 3 like to go back to sleep, I'll keep lookout. I still have nearly an hour of my watch left.
Not me. I'm not going back to sleep. If that moon's going to rise, I want to see it.
Yeah, me too.
And me.
All right. Doc.
Yeah?
Are there any cigarettes left?
A few.
Hand them out, will you? I think this is one occasion which justifies it.
Yes, that's it, all right. Now, there's no mistaking it. The moon, in almost its final phase. A slim crescent rising just before the sun.
Yeah.
I suppose there's no way the moon can help us find out just what period of time we're in?
No, Lemmy. I doubt if the features of the moon have changed in 10,000 years. Certainly not enough for us to notice any difference.
And there must be something we can do to find out. Or do we just sit here, for all our scientific knowledge, worse off than them animals or whatever they are out there? At least they don't know that they don't know what age they're in.
Well, we have one clue.
Yeah, what?
Well, the ice cap. It's large. We must have arrived here either at the end or the beginning of a glacial epoch.
Ah, you mean the Ice Age?
Not the Ice Age, Lemmy. There were more than one of them.
How many?
Well, there were supposed to have been 4.
How long ago did they happen?
First one is estimated to have reached its peak 500,000 years ago.
Seems like only yesterday.
The second was 400,000 years ago. The third, 150,000 years.
And the fourth?
Assumed to have reached its maximum 50,000 years ago.
So we could be somewhere in that period.
My guess is that we're somewhere between the 4th and 5th Ice Ages, always assuming there was to have been a 5th. I'd say 39,000 years or so before or after our own time.
Only it isn't our time anymore.
Well, I know one thing.
What, Lemmy?
It must be back. If we'd gone forward in time, the world wouldn't look like this.
Well, why not?
Because over thousands of years, man would have progressed. This would be a scientific world with great cities, controlled weather, roads, aeroplanes, spaceships. But there's not a sign of anything, not even a sign of any living creature, except for the row we hear coming from the forest at nights. We must be in the past.
I wish I could be as sure of man's future on the Earth as you are, Lemmy. But the way he was carrying on when we left, he could easily have destroyed himself by now. Or, again, the climatic conditions could have changed so much that his species died out altogether and another took its place.
What, you mean we might be the only creatures of our kind on the world? Just the 4 of us?
Look, all this talking and arguing only takes us round in circles.
Yes, whatever age it is and wherever we are, we have to live.
Of course we do.
We must make definite plans for finding out the things we need to know. Well, fortunately, we're fairly well equipped for that. We have the ship's instruments, the telescope, navigational books, a clock, and we can read, write, and figure. First thing in the morning, we'll hold a council and work something out. Agreed?
Yeah, agreed.
Okay,
Then,
Jack.
Mitch, continue the watch, will you? The rest of us will get some sleep.
We have now been on this planet, which can only be the Earth, for 2 weeks. By now, we've gotten used to the idea. Our life is a peculiar mixture of the primitive and the scientific. Mitch spends most of his time within the ship, observing the heavens with the aid of the telescope and the navigational tables. He hopes before long to at least deduce our position.
Hey, Jack.
Yes, Mitch?
Look, I've arrived at something, only I can't believe we can be where my calculations say we are.
Well, where, Mitch?
In the Mediterranean, right smack in the middle of it.
You quite sure, Mitch?
Well, I'll go through it all again if you like.
It doesn't follow that what was or will be water in 1965 is water now.
Well, was the Mediterranean ever known to be dry land?
Oh, yes, Lemmy. Well, parts of it anyway.
How long ago?
50,000 years, maybe less, 30 or even 25,000.
Oh, well, however you add it up, for me, the answer's always near enough the same.
That would line up with the ice, too. The 4th Ice Age was receding then.
And what kind of animals were there?
All kinds. Many of the animals that we knew in our age were in existence then, and some, like the mammoth and the saber-toothed tiger, were rapidly dying out.
Were there any men? Like us, I mean?
Well, it's been estimated that men, not very different from us, have inhabited some parts of the Earth for something like 200,000 years.
Well, could they have planted those crops?
I doubt it very much. Man didn't become an agricultural animal until the dawn of history.
Then who did plant them? And where are they? And when they do turn up, what will they do to us?
Oh, that's something we'll only find out when it happens. Hey, listen. That noise again.
Yeah.
It must be those ships. They must be about somewhere.
Let's get to the pilots, Captain, quick.
Yeah.
Yes,
See if we
come
can
on.
see them.
Yeah.
There they are, look. Up there, miles up, caught in the sunlight.
Where? I can't see them. Where?
There, look, in a circular formation, about 50 of them.
What speed do you reckon they're doing?
Well, not easy to tell unless we know their height.
I'm going to the telescope, see if I can get a closer view.
You'll have to hurry. They're nearly overhead. They'll be gone any minute.
I got them now, some of them.
They've stopped. They're hovering above us.
Yes, but these are bell-shaped. The others were more like donuts, remember?
Well, they must be observing us.
Well, let them take a good look, and then maybe they'll do something about us.
What?
How should I know? But then they've never been short of ideas before, have they? There, I know. They're waiting for us. They're inviting us to join them.
What on earth do you mean?
Well, when we took off from the moon, they followed. They knocked us right out of 1965 into heaven knows where, didn't they? Well, now maybe they're sorry. Realise they've put us down in quite the wrong place, and they're now willing to take us back again.
But how can they?
Well, by the same methods they got us here, I suppose. We take off, and they surround us. And bash, we're back where we started, on our way home from the moon, back in 1965.
Yeah, there might be something in that, too.
What are we waiting for? Come on, let's get the ship ready.
Now, wait a minute, Lemmy. It's not as easy as that.
Why not? She can take off, can't she?
She might, but I wouldn't like to risk it.
Eh?
Every day the undercarriage of this ship sinks a little further into the ground. If we tried to take off under these conditions, we'd just tip up on our nose, that's all.
Well, couldn't we dig the wheels out, make some kind of runway for her?
What, just the four of us?
Well, it can't hurt to try. Anything's better than staying here for the rest of our lives with all the people and friends we ever knew, not even born yet.
Look, Lemmy, if we got this ship off the ground, what then?
Well, we go into free orbit and wait for them other ships to do something about us.
Look, Lemmy, this ship isn't big enough to take off and reach free orbit. Not from the Earth, she's not. She needs a booster stage full of fuel, and we haven't got one, and no hope of ever getting one.
Oh. Yeah, but with the power them ships have got, perhaps we don't even need to go that high. Maybe all we need to do is take off. They'll do the rest.
Nah, it's not worth the risk.
Well, let's at least take a vote on it. We took a vote on landing here. You don't want to? None of you? Oh, you can't want to stay here for the rest of your lives with mammoths and things trampling all over your backyard.
Look, Lemmy, the only thing we can depend on this ship for now is to get from one part of this globe to another, like it was an aeroplane. She'll never travel through space again.
Well, then why can't we do just that? Go to England at least, or London maybe.
Almost certainly the whole of Britain, at least as far down as the Thames, is ice-covered, frozen solid.
Oh. Jet, Mitch.
What is it, Doc?
That noise. It stopped.
They must have gone while we were talking.
Gone?
Yes, Lemmy. There's no sign of them.
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever be sorry to see them go.
And where have they gone?
And will they be back?
Well, maybe I'd better start cooking the fish. It is my turn, isn't it?
Yes, Lemmy. And cheer up. This may not be as bad as it looks.
I hope it's not as bad as you look, or as bad as any of us look. I'll just resign myself to the fact that I've got to learn to be a caveman, and like it. Yeah, you know, all things considered, I don't think this need be such a bad life.
You think so, Lemmy?
Well, it could be one long holiday. We're not responsible to anybody but ourselves. We can lead our own lives in our own way, do what we like when we like, and nobody to tell us not to. We might even start off an entirely new kind of civilization.
We might, but there'll be nobody to carry it on.
Eh? Oh. No, there won't, will there?
Let's get some sleep, shall we? It's your turn for first watch, isn't it, Mitch?
Yep. Lemmy follows me.
Doc.
Yeah?
About what Jet just said.
Well?
If I hung this over my bunk, would it matter?
What is it?
It's a photograph of Becky.
Well, why should it matter?
Well, I usually keep it in my wallet, but it might make the place look more homely if I hang it up.
I'm sure it would, Lemmy.
I wonder what she's doing now. Do you know, Doc, I never did tell her where I was going, but she soon found out once we landed. My picture was in all the papers. Me, Lemmy Barnett, one of the first men on the moon. Yeah, now look at the mess we're in. There's her picture, and as far as I know, she ain't even born yet.
No.
Then how can I have her picture, then? Doc, do you think that she is alive? I mean, at the same time as we are. You know, everything going on at once, like the pages in a book.
I don't quite see what you mean, Lemmy.
Well, suppose you've got a book and you're just sitting down to read it.
Yeah.
And you begin in chapter 1 and start ploughing your way through, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Well, you can't reach chapter 7 until you've read the first 6 chapters. But that doesn't mean chapter 7 doesn't exist. You just haven't reached it yet.
Sure.
Well, couldn't time be like that? The normal thing is to start at the beginning and go on. But I suppose it is possible to skip a few pages or even turn back a few.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Well, maybe that's what's happened to us. Somebody's taken us right out of the page where we belong and planted us on an earlier one. But the other pages are still there. Like Henry VIII is marrying his 6th wife on the proper page. And Becky is there. And so are we, taking off for the moon, or just preparing to. It all depends on what page you are and what part of it you happen to have reached.
You mean there's really no such thing as time? Everything happens at once?
Yes, that's it in a way.
Then we must be careful if we ever get back to our correct page, as you call it, that we don't run into ourselves.
Yeah, Eh?
I think we'd better get some sleep, Lemmy. We've got enough problems without worrying about the true nature of time.
Yes, Doc.
Wait, listen. What's that?
If you say it's mice, Lemmy, I'll sock you one.
This is no time for joking.
Is the main door open, Lemmy?
Yes, Jack.
Then close it, quick.
Main door, contact. Shutting it seems to have frightened them away.
We'll wait. Keep your ears open and listen. How long is it since that knocking stopped?
Must be an hour at least. Do you think they've gone away?
If it was a they.
Well, if not, they seem to have lost interest in us.
Well, there's only one way to make sure.
What's that?
Go out and look.
What do you think, Mitch?
Well, I think there's nothing out there. But I won't be happy until I know for certain.
No, neither shall I. Lemmy, open up the main door.
Now, wait a minute, Jet.
There's no need for us actually to step outside. We can see all we need from the door itself.
And there's nothing out there?
Not that we could see from where we were, only some very strange tracks. Heavy enough for a tank to have left.
Well, this proves it's not the past we're in.
Why not?
Well, how could it be? If we'd landed on Earth thousands of years back in time, would we see any tanks? Not to mention spaceships flying around all over the place.
It's not likely, is it?
We must be in the future. That tank was probably driven by one of our descendants.
Our descendants?
Well, he might be a relative anyway.
I must say the future has been in my mind all along. Those crops out there, healthy and flourishing with no one to attend them. The ships appearing. And now this. If we were in the past, these things couldn't be.
Why not? Our ship's here, isn't it?
Ah, yes, but that's... Oh, now I'm getting all confused. Look, if you're absolutely sure there's nothing out there, let's go to bed. We'll have plenty of time to chew over all this in the morning.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Whose watch is it?
I was to follow Lemmy. Get to bed, all of you. I'll wake you as soon as dawn breaks.
Yeah, how about the door? Don't we close it again?
I don't think there's any need, Lemmy. The hatch will be sufficient. We must conserve the power.
Right.
Lemmy, wake up.
What's up? What's the matter? Eh?
Mitch and Doc are asleep. I don't want to wake them.
Oh, why pick on me? I need to sleep too.
Lemmy, I want you to help me.
What at?
I want to go outside.
Out? What for? You got the wanderlust or something?
No, I just want to go out there, that's all. Take a closer look at those tracks and look all around the ship.
Why can't you wait till morning?
By then, that thing might be back again. Anything might have happened. And maybe we won't be able to get out.
Ah, now I know why you didn't want me to shut the main door. Open it up again would wake up Mitch and Doc.
You should be a detective.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Oh, nothing much. I want you to stay at the door when I go out.
And then?
That's all. Keep a sharp lookout while I'm looking round. If you see anything, you can warn me. Give me a chance to get back into the ship. If I can't make it, you can at least shut the door.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
No, but I know what I want to do.
And I know your crackers.
I'll get a flashlight. Open the hatch by hand and don't make any noise.
Yes, Jim.
All right, Lemmy. Take the flashlight, will you?
Yeah, about time you got back. You had me worried.
Oh, never mind that. Now, close the hatch quietly and then go back to bed.
There's no need for this soft-footed stuff.
Oh.
We're not asleep.
Hello, Mitch.
How long have you been awake?
Long enough.
Doc, too?
Yes, Jet.
Look, what's going on? Where have you been, both of you?
If you must know, Lemmy's been as far as the door, and I've been outside.
Outside? But look, it was agreed that nobody would go out until morning.
Oh, I couldn't help it, just sitting there during my watch, thinking and wondering about it. When all I had to do was go out there, I couldn't resist it. I mean, no harm's been done.
Yeah, but it could have been.
I don't see how.
Well, suppose there'd been something out there. Supposing neither of you'd come back. There's Doc and me fast asleep with the main door and hatch wide open.
Oh, it's not as bad as that, Mitch. Nothing has happened to either of us. And you weren't asleep anyway.
And I was standing by to shut the door if necessary.
Mitch is right, just the same, Jet. If we make a plan, we should stick to it. You should have stayed on watch.
Well, anyway, now you have been. What more do you know?
Well, that machine definitely came from the forest. The tracks circle the ship a couple of times and then lead back to the forest again.
Is that all you discovered?
Not quite.
What else, then?
This.
What is it?
Have a look at it. You tell me.
A piece of stone.
Is that all it means to you?
Well, what else?
Doesn't its shape tell you anything?
Well, it is a peculiar shape, all right.
Take hold of it. Feel the weight and balance of it in your hand. Well? If it wasn't that it's so unlikely, I'd say it was some kind of weapon.
A weapon?
Eh?
Well, look at it. Isn't this a handle? And look at the edge, sharp like a razor. And the point at the end. It's some kind of dagger. Or knife.
Let me see it, Mitch.
Look at the polish on it. Somebody made that thing and dropped it near the ship sometime after we came in last night.
How'd you know?
Because that's where I found it, near the fire. Right in the very place where I was sitting. If it had been there then, I'd have noticed it, wouldn't I?
Well, you could hardly have helped yourself, could you?
It's some kind of knife, all right.
Let me have another look, Doc.
Sure.
Well?
Yeah. But I've never seen one like this before.
Except in history books.
How do you mean, Doc?
For thousands of years, men made just this kind of weapon. Certainly in Europe and the Mediterranean regions, even the ancient Egyptians used them, or knives like this, until they discovered the use of metal.
You mean this is a relic from the Stone Age?
Yeah, that's just what I mean.
But it's in such darn good condition.
Precisely, Mitch.
But that would suggest that out there, outside the ship, there are men or some kind of animals who use stone knives, who belong to a Stone Age.
Why not? We might have landed anywhere. In time.
Maybe we're in two ages at once. Forward and back.
But look, that presupposes two entirely different civilizations, if you can call it that, existing together. One extremely advanced with machines and spaceships, and the other as primitive as prehistory itself.
Well, I don't know what to make of it. I only know that knife was outside.
Well, we may get to the bottom of it someday. Meanwhile, it must be nearly dawn. If we're to keep alive, we've got lots of things to do.
Yeah. Lemmy, you better get started. Boil up some water. I'll see to cooking the fish.
Okay, Jet. Maybe we can get round to making some stone weapons ourselves and kill us some meat for a change. How'd you like your coffee, Doc?
Just as it is, Lemmy, thanks.
Sorry there's no sugar in it.
That's okay.
And I'm sorry there's no milk.
Don't let it worry you.
And I'm even sorrier there's no coffee in it.
Water never did anybody any harm.
Hurry up and get it done, Doc. We'll be going outside in just a minute.
You're not going into the forest, are you?
No, not yet, Lemmy. We'll go along the river bank and round the bend.
Round the bend is right. What happens if you run into trouble? How do we know?
Look, we've got all that figured out. We'll take the personal radios with us and keep in constant contact with you.
Well, I only hope the batteries stand up to it. There can't be much juice left in them now.
We'll take 2 radios, but only use one, and keep the other in reserve.
And what if that machine comes back?
We can't stay locked up in here forever. We've got to know what lies beyond the horizon. 8 men or no, machines or no, spaceships or no.
Oh, I think you'll have to stay here a bit longer.
What do you mean, Lemmy?
Well, listen. Can't you hear it?
Eh?
They're here again. Probably got the 8 men with them this time.
Quiet, listen.
Yeah, that's it, all right. The same old noise.
Let's get over to the cabin, see if we can see them.
Well, that's put paid to a nice quiet morning's fishing.
It's getting louder. Very loud.
They must be directly overhead.
Mitch, open up the cabin for heaven's sake.
I'm trying to, Jet. It doesn't work.
Lemmy, the televiewer.
Yeah.
See if that does.
Televiewer, on. Yes, it's working.
But there's no picture. It's gone haywire.
Give it a chance to warm up.
It's truth, they must be right outside. For heaven's sake, what's happening?
I don't know. It's like we're going to take off.
What are they doing to us? Oh, that's better. I thought for a minute the old ship was going to shake us out to pieces.
Televiewer still seems to be working.
But that noise has stopped.
It's clearing. And the picture's getting sharper.
Is there anything out there? Can you see anything, Doc?
No. No, I can't.
Rotate the camera. Go on, Lemmy.
Yes, Jet. Always supposing she will. Ah, yes, she does. Even after that shaking
Now,
up.
Doc, let's look. Let's all look.
Hey, hold it. Stop.
What is it, Mitch?
There. Can't you see? Another of those donut-shaped ships we saw on the moon. Like the one I went into.
Good heavens, yes, it's exactly the same. Keep her rotating. Let me see if we can see any more.
Yes, Jet. Rotating.
No, that's all there seemed to be. Just one of them.
One ain't enough yet.
Well, turn the camera on it, Lemmy. Let's take a look at it.
Right. Oh, there she is. What do you make of her?
I don't know. We all know what happened before.
Yes, and it's not happening again. I'm not going out there and getting into that ship. Last time I did it, you all accused me of saying things I'd never even dreamed of. And then the thing was about to take off with me in it. Oh, no. If you want to go, you go, but leave me out of it this time.
I don't think anybody should go out there.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Look at the dome of that ship. It's opening. Just as it did before.
What in heaven's name are they up to now?
And now that ladder's coming out.
Yeah, just like it is an invitation for us to go in there.
If it is, we're not accepting.
Maybe this time somebody will be coming out.
Hey?
Well, why not?
And whatever it is, it must have 2 legs.
Oh, don't see why.
Who else would use a ladder but somebody with 2 legs?
A cat can climb a ladder.
Yeah. Yes, it can.
Well, what are we going to do? Sit here all day staring at it and biting our fingernails? We're supposed to be out fishing. Supposing that thing stays out there, how do we eat?
I know. The radio.
The radio?
Yes, don't you remember? When Mitch went up to that ship before, he kicked it, and we all heard it over the radio. And then when he went inside, we heard his voice. Now, obviously, if that ship can communicate with us in any way, it must be via the radio. Lemmy, get the intercom sets.
Right. But the last time I had to be in there before you heard anything at all.
Yeah, who knows what'll happen this time? At least it's worth a try.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Here you are, Jet. Here's the helmets. Do we put them on now?
Yes, put them on and turn them on, all of you. And then listen, see if you hear anything.
Yeah, mine's on.
Yes, so's mine.
Hey, Jet, I can hear something.
Yes.
Well, is that all we get? That's nothing new.
Hello, Luna.
Blimey. That is...
Quiet, Lemmy.
But it was a voice.
A human voice.
And it came over the radio.
It came from there. There's somebody or something in that ship.
You've been listening to Episode 8 of Journey into Space with Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and David Williams as Mitch. Also taking part was David Jacobs. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
Journey into Space. BBC presents Jet Morgan in Operation Luna. After taking off from the moon, Jet Morgan and the crew of rocket ship Luna landed back on the Earth some thousands of years before or after they left it. All efforts to determine at what period of time they'd landed were useless, for besides sighting other spaceships, which hovered overhead as though observing them, and seeing a strange machine which came out of the forest one night and returned before dawn, Jet had found a stone knife near their campfire. The evidence seemed to suggest that they had landed at a period of time when there existed on Earth not only a super civilization, but also a very primitive one. And then, early one morning, the strange music which had been heard so often before was heard again. Jet turned on the televiewer to find that outside the ship, another spaceship had landed, identical with the one that Mitch had seen and entered on the moon. Jet decided to try and contact it by radio.
Here, Jet. Here's the helmets. Do we put them on now?
Yes, put them on and turn them on, all of you. And then listen, see if you hear anything.
Yeah, mine's on.
Yes, so's mine.
Jet, I can hear something.
Yes.
And it's getting louder.
Hello, Luna.
Blimey. That is...
Quiet, Lemmy.
But it was a voice.
A human voice.
And it came over the radio.
It came from there. There's somebody or something in that ship.
And whatever it is, it speaks English.
Wouldn't it be rather awkward if I didn't?
Oh, yes, I suppose it would.
Who are you? What do you want?
We only want to help you.
How?
It is not safe for you to remain where you are.
Well, it's a pity you didn't think of that before you planted us down there.
Quiet, Lemmy. We don't know who you are or what you want of us.
All we ask of you is to leave your own ship and enter ours.
Enter yours?
No harm will come to you. You needn't be afraid.
We're not afraid, just cautious.
You speak for yourself, mate.
We can help you if you want us to, but you must do as I say.
Are you anything to do with that ship we saw on the moon?
Yes, we are.
Then who are you?
Leave your own ship and come in here.
You come in here. Why don't you show yourself?
We cannot show ourselves.
Why not? Here, are you invisible?
No, but I am not in this ship.
What?
What are we going to do about this?
Stay where we are, of course. It'd be balmy to go out there.
Not necessarily.
What?
Well, no harm came to you, Mitch, in that ship on the moon.
Well, I wasn't conscious of anything strange going on, but But if all of us go into that ship, who knows what might happen, without any of us being aware of it.
I think we should find out more about this before we even set foot outside.
I quite agree, a lot more.
I'll talk to him. Hello, whoever you are.
I can hear you.
Then you must know how we feel.
I know exactly how you feel. We know how we felt when we first saw you. But we have no intention of harming you.
Can you prove that?
Have we harmed you up to now?
Oh, no. Apart from knocking us right out of our own time into heaven knows where, you haven't harmed us at all.
We'd like to ask you a few questions.
Then go ahead.
Well, in the first place, have you anything to do with our being here now?
Possibly.
That's a great help.
And how about that perishing music we keep hearing? Is that anything to do with you?
Music?
Yes, music.
What is music?
You don't know what music is?
No?
How? Music? It's a kind of noise. It goes up and down. And when you hear it, well, it makes you feel good. Except your music. That makes you feel dreadful.
A noise, you say?
Yes, a peculiar kind of noise.
Like this?
Yes, that's it. That's it, exactly. That noise has been dogging us ever since we left Earth. And whenever we hear it, something always happens to us.
What is it? What did you do?
All I did was turn on the power.
The power that drives your ship?
The power that drives everything.
But what kind of power is it?
What other power is there?
Look, how do you generate it?
What do you mean?
Where do you get this power from?
It exists everywhere. It covers the whole universe. All you have to do is use it. Like the heat from the sun. It's there, already, for anybody to use.
Good grief, if only I had that secret. If only man had that secret, what couldn't he do?
Man? What is man?
What? Aren't you a man?
I don't think so.
Aren't you like us? Don't you look like us?
No. We are very unlike you.
Well, what are you like?
You'll find out. If you come into this ship.
Oh, no, not yet. We need to know a few things more first.
Go ahead.
It was you on the moon, wasn't it?
Well, one of our ships.
Weren't you in it?
No.
Then where were you?
Exactly where I am now.
You mean those ships on the moon were some kind of reconnaissance craft?
You might call them that.
And did you send them specially to look for us?
No, we didn't. We were very surprised to find you there.
Not half so surprised as we were to find you.
Then where are you from?
From the other side of the universe.
That's what Mitch told us, remember?
Leave your own ship and come into ours.
Look, will you give us a few minutes to talk this thing over?
Certainly.
Can we call you back?
There is really no need. I can't go away.
Then you don't mind if we switch off our radios? We have to conserve power.
When you call, I will answer.
Switch off your sets, all of you.
That's fine.
Well, what do you make of that?
We must go out there, do as he says.
Now, wait a minute, Mitch.
But why? He says we'll come to no harm, and none of us ever has, yet.
Yeah, but it don't mean to say we won't, does it?
Just think what we could learn from those, whatever they are. Why, even to have the secret of the motive power of their ships would be worth the risk. I think we should go, do everything he says.
What do you think, Doc?
Well, in many ways, I agree with Mitch. But if they can help us, as they say they can, why can't they do it here and now? Why do we have to go into their ship? And if we do, where will they take us?
That's what worries me.
Well, it's something we could ask about.
Well, go on, then. See what he says.
I will, in good time. Let's see if we've anything else to ask first.
I don't care what you ask. I want to go. If you three haven't the heart for it, then you can remain behind.
If anybody goes, we all go. This is one time I think we should all stick together.
But who knows what might happen to this ship if we go off and leave it?
If anything catastrophic is going to happen, do you think one or two people remaining here will prevent it?
No, I don't suppose so.
Blimey, yet to hear you talk, you'd think you were as keen to go as Mitch.
Well, perhaps I am. I want to get to the bottom of this. Find out who controls that ship, where he comes from, where he is now. And if he is anything to do with our being in this awful mess.
And if he is?
Then we have a good chance of persuading him to get us out of it again.
Now you're talking sense.
Well, we might at that, I suppose.
Well, we'll put it to the vote. Do we go or not?
Yeah, we go.
Doc?
If you and Mitch agree, then I'll string along.
Oh, there's no need to ask me. You've got your majority, ain't you?
Right then. Switch on that radio, Lemmy.
Yes, Chet. Radio on.
Hello? Hello?
Yes?
If we enter that thing, what will happen to us?
It will take off. with you in it.
Where to?
Not very far.
Well, why do we have to go there in your ship?
It would take you a long time to walk.
But why can't you come to us? Why do we have to come to you?
It is safer. You are in great danger where you are. We want to protect you from it.
What kind of danger?
Look, why bother with all this? If we're going, let's go.
Quiet, Mitch. We'll go when I'm good and ready.
But this is just a waste of time.
I said be quiet.
Oh, all right. You have your natter, but do hurry up.
Tell me one thing more.
Yes?
This danger you talk of, is it a threat to us personally or to our ship?
I don't think your ship is likely to come to any harm. But you probably will. And very soon.
Now, come on, Jet. He couldn't say much more, could he? It's better all round that we should go.
And if it isn't?
If you don't like where we shall take you, you can always return.
Here, you mean?
Or anywhere else you care to go.
All right. Give us a few minutes to get ready and we'll come.
And bring your radios with you.
What for?
So that we can talk to each other. They are our only means of communication at the moment.
Very well. We'll bring them. I'll call you again when we're outside.
Well, there's no point in just standing here looking at it. Let's go in.
Lemmy, what are you doing?
Oh, just making sure this thing's solid. That the whole thing isn't just a dream.
It's solid, all right. And there's the door open and the ladder extended.
Oh, we'd better not all go in at once. I'll go first. Now, keep your radios on, and if it's okay, I'll tell you. All right?
And take your time, Jet. Have a good look round before you actually go in.
Radio on. Now climbing ladder.
You can hear every sound. It's like the whole ship is a great transmitter.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Jet.
What can you see?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, no more than Mitch did. Seems to be the same kind of ship exactly.
With the octagonal panels round the wall?
Yes, and the row of buttons above each one. Certainly seems nothing to worry about here. I'm going inside. Now. Well, I'm in. Inside the cabin or whatever it is.
And you don't feel peculiar or anything?
No, quite normal. I think you might as well come up, all of you.
Okay, here we come.
Well, what do you think? Nothing here that tells us anything.
What can all those panels mean? Why are they all different colors?
And what are all them buttons? What happens if we press them?
No, don't touch a thing. Now, leave this to me. Hello?
Yes?
Well, we're all inside. Now what do we do?
Just stay where you are. And don't be afraid.
Right. We're waiting.
Oh, blimey. What's happening?
It's the dome. It's closing. We're being shut in.
Here, let me get out of here.
No, wait. Don't, Clemmy.
Hey? Well, whether we like it or not, the door's shut. We couldn't get out now, even if we wanted to.
Well, what next?
Well, why don't you call up the Wizard of Oz and ask him?
He said we were going to take off.
Sounds like we are, too.
Let me stand back.
Hey?
The floor, near you, it's opening up.
Oh, blimey.
Get back to the wall, all of you. Flat against the wall.
Oh, it's a good thing you warned me, Mitch. I might have fallen into that thing.
Did any of you notice any crack in the floor to show there was a panel just there?
Not me, Jet.
Well, if they all fit as well as that one, we're not likely to. Yeah, for all we know, the floor is full of sliding panels, all circular like that one.
Well, if it is, none of them seems to be opening.
Here. Do you think, whatever he is, he's down there?
We said he wasn't in this ship, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe he ain't, but a couple of his mates might be.
Why do you stand there? Why don't you go down?
Into that hole?
Unless you do, the ship won't take off.
Well, why can't it take off with us up here?
It can, if you wish. But you'll find it most uncomfortable.
Oh.
Do you prefer to stay where you are?
I prefer to get out altogether.
That can be arranged. If you really want to.
Yes, I do. And the quicker the better.
Does that go for all of you?
No, wait a minute.
Yes?
Would you let us out again, if we asked you?
Of course. We don't wish you to do anything against your will. You entered this ship quite voluntarily. You can leave it again whenever you like.
Then we'll stay.
Yeah, now, wait a
I
minute,
said we'll stay.
Yes, Jim.
What do you want us to do now?
Go down into the lower cabin, and the hatch will close.
And then?
The ship will take off and bring you here.
Where you are?
Yes.
All right, gentlemen. I'll lead the way.
Yeah, but it's so dark down there. Hey, look. A light came on.
And there's a ladder leading down. Well, go on, Jet. I don't think there's anything to be scared of. Not in here, anyway.
You want to bet?
All right. Here I go.
After you, Mitch.
It's okay, Doc.
Hey, Lemmy, come on.
Yeah, I'm coming. This ain't the thing I want to rush into.
Go on, Lemmy. Nothing will harm you.
Oh, Lemmy now, is it? Well, I'm going, ain't I?
Then why do you hesitate? Your friends are already down.
Come on, Lemmy, what are you doing?
I'm coming.
Go on, then.
Here. How do you know what I'm doing? Can you see me?
Of course.
But how? You say you're not even here.
How do you look around your ship without going outside?
Well, through the tele... Oh, all right. You win. Jet, here I come.
Well, come on, then.
What's this, the bargain basement? Here! That panel's closing again.
He said it would.
Wow. This is really something, isn't it? Where does the light come from?
Eh?
Well, where does it? There are no lamps of any kind that I can see.
It's like the walls are glowing, a sort of super diffused lighting.
It's those octagonal panels again. It seems to come from there.
And what's this?
Some kind of control table, I'd say. What else can it be?
You think that all those buttons in the upper cabin would be controls too, then?
Well, why not?
I'd say they were more of a decoration.
Look, the way this ship's designed, I doubt if there's a single thing in it that doesn't serve a practical purpose. This is a control panel of some kind, I'd swear it.
But why have a control panel in a ship that's remote-controlled?
Maybe it isn't all the time. Our own ship was remote-controlled for the takeoff from Earth, but we've handled it ourselves ever since.
But if this ship is ever manually operated, wouldn't there be seats or something for the crew to sit on?
Yeah, you would have thought so.
Well, this cabin's virtually empty. No provision for the comfort of a crew anywhere.
All seats and such like could be folded back into the walls and released only when needed. Maybe the buttons on this panel operate some of those very things.
No, Mitch, don't touch them.
You don't think I'm crazy, do you?
Yeah, now, if this is a remote-controlled ship...
Well?
Would them others be crew carriers?
Which others?
Well, the ones that came and gave us the once-over yesterday, the bell-shaped ones.
Well, they might at that, Lemmy. They were certainly different from this, and much bigger, too. Hey, what's this?
What?
This thing. A sphere, about a foot in diameter.
What's it made of?
Some kind of glass or highly polished plastic or something.
I wonder what's inside it.
And what it's for.
Funny place for it to be, too. Right in the center of the cabin.
Why a sphere?
Well, I don't think that's very surprising, really.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, the whole ship seems to be built to a spherical or circular pattern. The thing itself is round, like a donut. The roof is a dome. The hatch is circular. And but for the flat floor, this cabin is spherical. And even the control panel, if it is a control panel, is disc-shaped. Everything is curved.
How about those octagonal panels in the walls, Jet?
Yeah, they intrigue me more than anything. I bet the whole secret of how this ship works and the power it uses lies behind there.
Well, the whole ship is certainly of a most unusual design. So simple.
I'll bet it works in the same way, if we only knew how.
Well, why don't we try to find out? We've got the chance. Let's take a good look round, examine everything in sight, see if we can find the slightest clue as to how this thing might function.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Good idea.
Well, let's get started. And don't miss a thing.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
How could it? There's hardly anything to see. It's the same wherever you look.
Well, it makes it difficult to keep any sense of direction, doesn't it? One walk round this cabin and you don't know whether you're coming or going.
Yeah, like when you wake suddenly in the night and look for the window, only to find it in the wrong wall.
Yeah, except that here there aren't any windows.
Well, there aren't any in our ship either.
But at least we got an air conditioner.
Well, there must be something of the sort here.
Then where is it?
Well, there must be some kind of air supply, Lemmy, else how could we breathe?
That's what's worrying me. I think we're just using the air that came in when the door opened. But as soon as that's gone, we've had it. Good and proper.
No, that can't be. The air seems quite fresh.
It certainly hasn't got any hotter. At least I haven't noticed it.
Me neither.
But there must be some kind of supply coming from somewhere.
Well, if there is, it'd be a kind that the fellas who built this ship could breathe, wouldn't it?
Of course, Lemmy.
And how do we know that whatever it is, won't poison us?
No, I don't think they can be all that different from us, Lemmy. Or how could they exist on the Earth at all?
Look, we haven't seen anybody yet. All we've done is hear a voice. He may not even be on the Earth. Might be on Mars or Venus or somewhere.
Well, I doubt if he's that far away.
Yes, but Lemmy has a point there. They may be very different from us, exist in quite a different way.
Well, he said he was unlike us, didn't he?
Well, it is possible, of course.
I think it's more than just possible. Look at this place. But for that oversized football and a control panel, this cabin is completely empty. No seats, no couches, no food, no water, no nothing. Here. Perhaps they don't exist physically at all.
Then how come they need physical ships? Why build them in the first place?
Well, just because they build them don't mean they've got a fly in them, any more than a meteorologist flies in a weather balloon.
But supposing they do fly in them, that they have some kind of physical shape, they may be much tougher than us. Perhaps high acceleration doesn't affect them at all. Maybe that's why they can fly so fast, maneuver so easily.
If they start throwing this thing around the way they do their other ships, they'll probably kill us all.
Yeah, but do they realise that? Do they know exactly how much the human body can stand?
Look, Jet, I think we'd better try and contact them. Make sure they do realize just what kind of creatures we are.
Yeah, tell them to take it easy. Tell them we're weak. Very weak.
Yeah. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Try him again, Jet.
Hello? Hello, crew of Luna calling. Can you hear me? Hello? The radio seems to be dead. I can't hear a thing.
Well, I can.
Eh?
Yes, I can. That music. Not quite the same as before, but I can hear it.
Yeah, so can I.
And there's some kind of pressure building up. Can't you feel it?
Yeah. Yeah. We must be taking off.
We are taking off. This ship's on the move in a vertical climb.
Hello? Hello?
Blimey, we'll be squashed flat. I know it.
Hello? Hello?
Pressure's getting stronger. Hey, look, we better lie down, all of us.
What, on the floor?
Yeah, where else?
With no shock absorbers to protect us or anything?
Lie down, Lemmy. All of you, lie flat.
Oh,
Pressure seems to be less now.
Yes, we must have stopped climbing.
Yeah, but we haven't stopped moving. We've just straightened out, that's all.
And I feel fine.
Oh, we panicked over nothing.
Well, do we get up now or just lie here?
Get up, all of you.
Right.
If only we could see where we were going.
Oh, it's uncanny. Hurtling through the air like this and we don't even know which way up we are.
I'll call him again. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
No go?
Not a peep. You'd better all listen. Maybe my battery's given out or something.
Well, in that case, there's no point in you calling him, because he won't be hearing you anyway.
Look, I'll try. Maybe I'll have better luck. Hello? Hello? Come in, please. Hello? Hello? Not a sound. How about you, Lemmy?
No, my set's as dead as a door now.
Yeah, so's mine.
It can't just be the batteries then, can it? They wouldn't all run down at the same time.
Well, something's put them out of action.
It must be because we're in this cabin.
Why?
Well, they were working all right before we came down here, weren't they?
Yeah, but I don't think that can be the reason.
Why not?
Well, this has happened to us before. On the moon and out in space. The electrical equipment, the radio especially, is packed in time and again. And always when we've heard that music. Here. Didn't that Mr. Mystery say that music happens when he turns on the power that drives his ship?
Yes, of course. Whatever force that is, it must set up a powerful magnetic field. One strong enough to neutralize all the equipment in our ship. The radio in particular.
You mean that whenever the radio cut, it was because one of those ships was around, flying near us?
Well, it's as likely an explanation as any. And the more ships there are, and the closer they come, the stronger the effect.
Yes, that would account for the fact that nothing worked before taking off from the moon. Ships like this must have been all around us.
What else could it have been? I'll bet the minute that music stops, the radios will work again.
I don't know about that, but something's happening here.
Eh?
This darn fishbowl, it's beginning to glow.
And what's the... Hey, there's something appearing on it.
Yeah. It's a model.
A model? What do you mean?
It's like those things you see in glass cases in the Geological Museum. A relief map. Yeah, that's it.
A relief map such as I've never seen before, with every tiny detail.
But what's it a map of?
Country not unlike that we just left. There's the river,
yes,
and the cultivated fields along its banks, and the forest, at least a part of it.
Yeah. Do I look all right?
Why shouldn't you?
I don't look dizzy or anything.
Not in the sense you mean. Why?
Well, if it wasn't that I know it's impossible, I'd say that map, or model, or whatever it is moving.
What?
Eh? Yes, it is. At first I thought it must be my imagination. Look, you see that clump of trees?
Uh-huh.
Well, they weren't there a moment ago.
Well, where did they come from?
And where'd they go to? The trees on this side are disappearing.
Yes.
It's like they're going right through the glass, but nothing comes out.
Good heavens, I know what that is. A three-dimensional televiewer.
Eh?
That's not a map at all.
It's a reproduction of the country we're flying over. That's why it's moving.
But it looks so solid,
It
Jet.
gives that illusion, certainly. But if we broke open the case, I doubt very much if there'd be anything to touch.
Wow. What would the TV boys back home give for this?
Yeah, but why have it in a glass bowl? Why not on a screen?
Does it matter? This method is probably the best there is for a three-dimensional televiewer. Maybe this is how all three-dimensional receivers should be made. Maybe every telecinema should be constructed this way.
What, you mean have the audience sit round the screen instead of in front of it?
Well, why not? Could you have anything better than this?
It's as though there were an observing hatch in the floor. It's so real.
Well, I don't know what kind of people they are that built this ship, but they're way ahead of our time. Streets ahead.
Blimey, you're right, too. You couldn't be right.
What do you mean?
Well, look, see? Just coming into view. Streets, a city or town or something, down there by the river.
Oh, yeah. Is that where the voice is? Is that where we're going?
How high do you think we are, Jet? Always supposing that this picture is a true representation of what lies below us.
Well, I don't know how much this gadget reduces things, but I'd say about 5 miles.
It must be a fairly big town. There's still a lot of it coming into the picture.
And the houses seem to be built on a spherical principle, too.
Yeah, there must be Eskimos.
Either that or they're not houses at all.
What else could they be?
Spaceships, just like those bell-shaped ones that flew over us.
Could be. It's not easy to tell from this height.
And we're almost directly overhead now.
It looks as though we're going to pass them by. Perhaps we're not stopping here at all.
Hey, look, down there, see? To one side of the town or whatever it is. More spheres, but much smaller.
Yeah, from up here they look just like toadstools.
They must be the ships. That must be a landing or a parking field. Oh, the larger spheres must be houses.
Or larger ships.
It could be at that.
Well, whatever they are, it doesn't look as though we're going to land there. We're leaving them behind rapidly.
Well, then where are we going?
How should I know? I'm not the guide on this trip, Lemmy.
We might keep going for days, weeks maybe. What do we do for food and drink?
Oh, if we'd had any sense, we'd have brought some with us.
How were we to know we'd need it? That voice, whatever he was, he said he wasn't taking us very far. And in any case, he was taking us away from a danger of some kind. If that's true, is it likely that he'd keep us penned up in here long enough for us to starve to death?
Well, there's nothing we can do about it now. We can't even call him up, not with the radios out of action.
Then what do we do?
Wait and hope. At least with this teleview contraption, we've got something to look at. We can see the kind of country we're travelling over. That's better than travelling in the dark.
Turn it up.
We're falling. We're going down.
Oh, did it have to be in such a hurry about it? That sudden drop turned my stomach right over.
If we continue to fall at this rate, we'll hit the ground with a heck of a crash.
They've got no respect for their own property.
No, hold on.
What to? The walls are as smooth as glass.
The base of the teleview. Put your arms round it and bend your knees.
Oh, don't have to.
There can't be more than a few thousand feet to go.
Oh, blimey.
They slowed up kind of sudden, didn't they?
Oh, I'll have no stomach left at all in a minute.
We're going to make a gentle landing anyway. Oh, we've made it. We're down.
This must be where we change.
Change is right. But for what? You have been listening to episode 9 of Journey into Space with Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and David Williams as Mitch. And with Deryck Guyler. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
Journey into Space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in Operation Luna. Jet Morgan and his crew left rocket ship Luna and at the invitation of a mysterious voice that spoke to them over their radios, entered the donut-shaped spaceship that had landed near them. Once the strange craft had been boarded and Jet and his companions were settled in its inner cabin, the ship took off. Then contact with the voice was lost, due to the magnetic field which surrounded the ship, neutralizing the spacemen's personal radios. But even though they had lost contact with the voice, they were, with the aid of a three-dimensional televiewer, able to see where they were going and the country they were passing over. Then, almost without warning, the ship began to drop towards the ground.
Oh, blimey!
They slowed down kind of sudden, didn't they?
I'll have no stomach left at all in a minute.
We're going to make a gentle landing anyway. We've made it. We're down.
This must be where we change.
Change is right. But for what?
We've got to get out first. Or should I say, get let out.
I wonder where we are.
Well, if we called up that Mr. Mystery, he might tell us. Now that music stopped, the radio should be working. Oh, why don't I keep my big mouth shut?
It's the hatch. It's opening.
Then come on, what are we waiting for? Let's get out of here.
Wait a minute. Don't be in such a hurry.
Eh?
You can't get out until the outer cabin has been opened, too.
Oh.
We were trying to call you.
I'm sorry. Your radios don't function while the power of our ship is in operation.
We found that out for ourselves.
Where are we? And what do you want us to do now?
First, have a little patience.
Now he's lecturing us, like we were kids.
In a few moments, the main door of the ship will open and you will be able to go outside.
And then?
Before you go, I'd like you to look at the televiewer.
But it's not working anymore. It switched itself off when we landed.
It's warming up. There's a new picture appearing.
Hey, what's that?
Good heavens.
What is it, Doc?
Oh, don't you recognize it? I once drew a picture of that.
Hey?
Yes, on the moon. Don't you remember? It was in the crater. Filled it completely. I saw it on our own televiewer.
Yes, that's it. Exactly the same as Doc described.
Then what's it doing here on the Earth? Thousands of years before its time.
Or after.
Well, what's it doing here anyway?
So you did see it on the moon?
How do you mean?
We thought you might have done.
You mean you wanted Doc to see it?
We didn't mind who saw it, so long as somebody did.
Well, you weren't disappointed. And it frightened the living daylights out of us.
Yes, because although Doc saw it on the televiewer, neither Jet nor I saw it outside.
Of course not. It wasn't there.
What?
You merely saw a picture of it.
Then it wasn't on the moon at all?
No, not on the moon.
Well, where was it?
Where it is now. Not far from the very spot where you're standing.
But what's the idea? Why show us pictures of those things anyhow?
We were trying to contact you. Show you the things that are common to us. We were trying to make you understand what kind of beings we are. Trying to give you a glimpse of the objects that are common to our lives and existence.
Oh, what's common about that thing? Couldn't you have contacted us in some other way?
We tried many ways. First, we sent one of our reconnaissance craft to escort you and try to contact you by radio. Just as I am doing now.
Well, there wasn't much point in that. Whenever your ships came anywhere near us, all our electrical equipment packed in.
That we discovered, eventually.
What other ways did you try?
For a while, we concentrated only on you.
Oh? How?
Once we got you away from your ship and your companions, we tried to transport you to where we were. But we failed. You eluded us.
Transport me? In what way?
In the way we always transport ourselves in space. Through time.
You didn't exactly fail. I did move in time.
I'll say he did. He disappeared for an hour or more.
And during that period, time for me went backwards. I returned to my childhood.
I know. At least we know you went somewhere. But not in the direction we intended to take you. You just disappeared.
Blimey, you want to be more careful in future then, mate.
How did you do it?
Do what?
Disappear like that. It was very clever.
But I didn't do it. Not consciously.
You didn't?
No.
Then you're not so clever as we thought.
Anything that happened to me, well, to any of us up there on the moon, was your doing. It must have been.
We were giving the credit to you. That's why we've been so interested in you. We thought you had secrets we might learn and use to our advantage.
We've been thinking exactly the same thing about you.
But you do have things we wish to know about. Your ships and the power that drives them. Your apparent ability to travel through time. Those things are mere theories where we come from in the 20th century.
You cannot travel through time?
No. Well, not wittingly. We haven't the least idea how we got where we are now. All we do know is that your ships and you had something to do with it.
Then how do you travel from one part of the universe to another?
We don't. We never have. The furthest we ever got was from the Earth to the moon, and we got back again, but with disastrous results. We don't belong here. This is not our world.
It's not ours, either.
Then what are you doing here?
Thousands of years ago, we began to colonize the Earth.
Colonize it?
Yes, but we don't belong here. We don't belong anywhere.
How do you mean?
Our own planet is dead. Gone.
Which planet?
The one which gave us birth. Where we developed and progressed. But now we can never return to it.
Why not?
I told you. It is gone. Dead.
Then what killed it?
Its sun blew up.
Eh?
Once it was a star like your sun, with planets, life-giving planets, revolving round it. And then it began to expand, became a giant red star of such colossal size that it extended far beyond the orbits of the planets that revolved round it and consumed them. Our home was roasted out of existence.
Well, how did you get away?
Long before our world began to be threatened by our own sun, we had learned how to travel through space, but only to planets within our own system. When the danger of destruction grew nearer, we were compelled to find a means of escaping from our own planetary system altogether. It was then that we learned to travel through time.
But why didn't you travel backwards, back to the time before your sun began to expand?
We did.
Didn't that solve your problem?
How would you like to live yesterday all over again? Do exactly the same things in exactly the same way, and be denied the knowledge and experience that the future alone has to offer?
Yes. Yes, it could get very dull.
We soon learned that the only way was forward, not back. So forward we went, across the universe, looking for a new planet, a home, a place to live, a pleasant, hospitable place, with a young sun and all the elements necessary to life.
And you found it?
Yes, here, the Earth. When we arrived here, life was in its early stages, but it had been firmly established. This was the most beautiful, the most hospitable planet we had ever discovered. Warm, friendly.
So you settled here?
Yes.
And how'd you like it?
At first, very much. But now the time has come for us to leave. To wander through the universe hoping to find another planet like Earth. But one that doesn't contain the threat of total destruction, as this does.
What, you mean our sun's expanding? It's going to blow up?
No. The thing that exists on the Earth now, that is about to drive us away, wasn't here when we first came.
What is it?
It must be very powerful to drive you away.
It is very powerful. Something we cannot understand. Cannot fight against, because we don't know how.
What is it?
You will know soon enough. Right now it's time for you to come outside. And meet us. Or what is left of us.
Aye.
Don't be too surprised by what you see.
How do you mean?
I told you. We are very unlike you. We are not even of this Earth. Life on our own planet was different, and we have developed in a different way. You can have no idea of how we look, but you will find out soon. Now the door will open and you may come out.
Hey, no, wait a minute. Jet, can't he give us some idea of what he looks like first?
Yes, Jet, it might be just as well. You never know.
Call him. Ask him to show himself on the televiewer at least.
It's too late. The door's opening. Hello? Hello?
He's not answering.
Well, why not? There's no music on. He should hear us.
Hello, can you hear me?
Maybe he doesn't intend to answer. He's probably afraid the sight of him will horrify us so much we won't want to go out. We want to go back.
Well, he said we could if we wanted to. We don't have to do anything we're not happy about.
But he can't want us to go back, or why should he bring us here in the first place?
Yeah, that's what's bothering me. For all we know, the minute we step outside, we'll be pounced on and locked up in a cage.
Why in a cage?
Well, because we're different from him. We interest him. Yeah. I expect his local zoo could make a lot of money with us shut up in it, like a lot of apes. Can't you see 'em gathering round us and poking us with sticks?
Lemmy, we don't even know if they realize what a zoo is, least of all money.
Well, all right.
as scientific specimens, then. What would our scientists do if they found some kind of animal they'd never seen before, eh? Completely different. They wouldn't give it a banana and send it home, would they? They'd have it all nicely locked up in no time, and it wouldn't matter what the animal felt about it.
Yeah, there's something in that, too.
Well, we could at least go as far as the door, then see if we fancy going any further.
And if we don't, how are we going to take off again and get back to where we came from?
Yeah, Doc's right. Whatever we do, we're at the mercy of the voice and his kind. We can't sit here forever, so we might as well go out.
All right. We'll go as far as the main door for a start.
Right, up you go, Jet.
Go on then, Lemmy. Don't hang behind.
Oh, I'm coming. No need to get at me.
Let's see what we can see from the main door.
Land's sakes, what's that?
It must be a city of some kind.
The city of domes. Every one of them exactly like the dome I saw on the moon. Exactly.
How can I tell one from the other?
They must be houses of some kind.
Yes. And it's as if the main part of them is built underground, and only the roofs, the domes, are above.
Maybe they live underground, like rabbits.
Can you see any sign of life, any movement?
No, the place seems deserted, completely deserted.
Yeah, probably keeping out of sight, waiting to grab us when it's too late for us to get back in the ship.
If they were going to be violent, they could come into the ship and do it.
Oh, well, yes. Well, I suppose they could.
Well, come on. Let's get down to ground level at least.
Oh, if only we had a gun or something, I'd feel a lot better. Why didn't we bring one with us?
Maybe you don't need guns to explore a lifeless world.
This ain't no lifeless world.
No, but the moon is, and it was the moon we set out for.
Well, I feel much better with a gun in my hand, just the same.
All down now?
Yes, Jet.
Now keep close together. We'll go over to that town or whatever it is. See just what those domes are.
Well, they're solid enough. The walls are, anyway.
Don't seem to be any kind of doors in any of them, either.
Well, there didn't appear to be any kind of door in the ship we just arrived in, but there was one.
Beats me how they can conceal all the joints. I'd swear there was no break anywhere in this wall.
Well, let's move on to the next dome. See if that's any different.
No, just the same. How many is that we've looked at?
A dozen at least.
Hundreds more, literally hundreds.
Curious how everything is curved. Not a straight line to be seen anywhere.
Well, let's keep looking.
Blimey, what's that?
Over there. See it? An animal.
It must be Old Man Mystery.
Stand still. Don't move. No, I don't think it can be him, Lemmy. It's a cat-like creature, but large, very large.
Well, let's hope he's had his dinner.
Stand still, Lemmy. Don't move. He seems very curious about us.
He's not coming any closer. He's just staring at us.
Yeah, probably wondering which one of us looks the fattest. Oh, blimey.
He's going. He's going away.
And good riddance.
Don't move yet. Let him get completely out of sight.
Oh, look, what a time to choose to stop and have a scratch.
Shut up, Lemmy.
He's off again.
Now he's gone. Round one of the domes.
Oh, boy. If he'd chosen to attack us, we wouldn't have stood a chance. Would have been easy meat for him.
What kind of animal was it?
A Macaradontini.
Eh?
Macaradontini.
Oh, that's what I thought it must be.
A tiger, saber-toothed. Didn't you see the tusks jutting down from his upper jaw?
Oh, is that what they were?
Well, that about establishes what period of time we're in. That thing couldn't be in the future.
And it also establishes that we're not safe out here, that we've got to get back to the ship and quick.
Yes, I suppose we'd better.
It'll be getting dark soon, and who knows what we might meet.
Come on, then, let's go.
Which way are you going?
Well, this is the way, isn't it?
No, Jet, this way.
Now, wait a minute. Which was the last building we looked at?
Well, the one directly behind us.
No, that one there, over on the left.
Wait a minute, I'm not sure. It could be any of them. There's no way of distinguishing one from another.
I swear it's this way.
And I know you're wrong. It's this way.
Now, hold on a minute. We'd better face it. None of us knows which is the right way. With all these buildings identically shaped, all at equal distances from each other, it's impossible to tell which way we came.
And we shouldn't have come so far, not without taking our bearings first.
Fact is, we're lost. We don't know which is the way back.
I don't think we're getting anywhere near the outskirts of this place. If anything, we're going deeper into it.
Well, there's no point in going on any further. We must stop and think this over.
Well, how's that going to help?
Look, when we came out of that ship, did any of you notice which way the sun lay?
Not me. I was too concerned with what we'd find. I didn't even think of it.
No, me neither.
So we don't even know at which point of the compass the ship is standing in relation to this city.
And we were fools not to notice.
Wouldn't be of much use to us anyhow. The sun's about to set.
Well, the stars would have guided us.
We don't even know which way we want to go.
Or maybe if we climbed to the top of one of these domes, we could get high enough to see the ship before it gets too dark.
And what do we use for footholds? It'd be like trying to climb a wall of glass.
No, climbing's out of the question.
Then what are we going to do? Stay out here all night with those them tigers and never knows what walking about and licking their chops.
Unless we find a way out of this maze, that's just what we'll have to do.
Hello, Luna.
Listen, do you hear anything?
What?
Listen.
Hello, Luna.
Yeah, it's the voice.
But where's it coming from?
Seems to be coming from the ground.
You mean he's under there?
Hello, Luna. Hello.
No, it's not. It's coming from Lemmy's helmet.
Eh?
Lift it to ear level. Listen to it.
Yeah.
Hello, Luna. Can you hear me?
It is him. I must have left my radio switched on or knocked it on by accident.
Put your helmets on, all of you. Switch on your radios.
Hello, Luna.
That's better. I wonder how long he's been calling us.
Hello, we can hear you.
Why didn't you answer me before?
We didn't have our helmets on. Our radios are in them.
I see.
But we've called you before. You didn't answer us.
No, we were too busy watching you.
Watching us? Do what?
Exploring our city.
Then it is a city.
Yes. Does that surprise you? Many forms of life all over the universe live in community.
Yeah, now then, what's the idea of watching us?
Just curiosity and interest in you. See how you would react to what you saw.
All we did was get lost.
And meet a tiger. Do you know those things are hanging around?
Of course. Lots of other animals, too. They often wander through our streets.
What, you mean you let them?
Why not? They do us no harm. And we certainly do them none.
But one normally expects a wild animal to attack you.
Attack?
Yes, attack. Fly at you. Kill you, maybe.
Unless you kill him first.
The thought never occurred to me.
Well, then, how do you protect yourself from such creatures?
They never bother us, nor we them.
Oh, I see. Here, Chet. They must look more horrible than we thought. Even a saber-toothed tiger's scared to go near them.
Quiet, Lemmy. Remember, he can hear every word you say.
Have you seen enough of the outside of our city?
More than enough. We want to get back to that ship where we feel safe.
You are afraid?
Well, wouldn't you be in our place?
I don't think so. Animals are timid, but you have no reason to be. Because unlike the animals, you can reason.
Oh, I don't see that follows at all. It's just because I can reason that I know when to be scared.
You must be more primitive, more backward than we thought.
Yeah, now there's no need to go getting personal. You told us yourself we were in great danger. That's how you persuaded us to come here, to get out of it.
To be in danger is not necessarily to be afraid.
Well, no, I don't suppose it is.
Look, whether we're scared or not, we have no desire to remain here all night. Can you guide us back to the ship? At least we can stay there until morning.
If you really wish it. I was about to guide you somewhere else.
Where?
To me.
Oh, is that far?
No. Very close.
What do you say, Mitch? Shall we go?
That's why we left the ship in the first place, isn't it?
We could go back there for the night, come out again in the morning.
What, and spend the night on a cold metal floor without so much as a blanket between us?
I take it you're all for going on then, both of you.
Yes, dear.
I am.
All right. What do we have to do? Where do we go?
You see the dome in front of you?
Yes?
Walk round to the other side of it, the opposite side.
Just that? Nothing else?
No, nothing else.
All right, gentlemen. Let's go.
I suppose we know what we're doing.
How can we? We just got to trust to luck, that's all.
Well, if you ask me, it's a long chance we're taking.
Quiet, Lemmy. Do stop nattering.
Well, it's all right for you. You don't know how I'm feeling.
I said keep quiet.
That's far enough.
Just here?
Doesn't look any different from the other side. No different at all.
Just another dome.
Hey, wait.
Huh?
Look, the wall's opening up.
Good heavens. Stand back. Keep away. Lemmy, not that far away. Come back. Don't start to run or we'll only get lost again.
It's a door. An octagonal door, just like those panels in the ship.
And there's a light behind it. A very strong light.
Well, it's wide open now.
Yes. Why don't you come in?
Well,
Do you prefer to spend the night outside?
No, we don't, thank you. We'll come in. Come on. I'll lead.
Be careful, Jet. Take a good look round first.
It seems safe enough. Just a passageway leading downwards deep into the ground.
Where to?
Well, and the Bakerloo line, that's certain.
It's well lit, too. At least this end is. Seems to be darker further on.
Well, let's go. Let's get inside.
Yes, Mitch. Come on, Doc.
Okay.
And you, Lemmy.
All right.
Well, nothing's happened to us so far.
Hey, listen.
What is it, Lemmy?
Can't you hear?
What?
Nothing. Quiet, isn't it?
Come on, let's get going.
Wait a minute. Something's happening. There's that noise.
What the... It's all right, Doc. It's the door. It's closing again.
Oh, just as well. If that tiger saw it open, he might get ideas about coming in and spending the night with us.
Let's keep going.
Now long is this tunnel, I wonder? What's at the end of it?
We'll find out soon enough. Don't be in too much of a hurry.
Say, you notice anything?
What?
The dark part of this passage seems to keep the same distance from us. We don't get any closer to it.
Now you mention it, Mitch, we don't.
How can you account for that?
Did you notice anything else?
What's that, Lenny?
The part we've left behind us is all dark, too. There's no sign of the wall we came through.
What is going on?
Shall we turn back?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's turn back. I don't like this. It's uncanny.
No, look, you wait here. I'll turn back.
What, into the darkness?
Doc, you keep me in sight, and Mitch, you watch the other way. See if anything peculiar happens in that direction.
Right.
Okay.
Here I go.
Take your time, Jet.
I will. You just keep your eye on me. Can you still see me?
Yep.
You don't sound too sure. Hey, I can see the door now.
Can you see us?
Yes, but there seems to be a patch of darkness between you and me.
I thought there would be.
Eh?
Well, don't you see, Lemmy?
What? You mean it automatically lights up ahead of you and blacks out behind as you walk along?
Yes. Jet, come on. It's all right. Let's keep going.
I don't think we're ever going to come to the end of this tunnel.
Well, there must be an end to it somewhere.
Well, it doesn't follow. If it's like everything else in this place, built on a circular pattern, all we'll do is end up where we started.
We can even see where we're going. With the light going out behind us and darkness always just ahead. It's uncanny.
I'm glad you admit it, at least.
Hey, wait. Stop a minute.
What is it, Doc?
See? Directly ahead. A pinpoint of light. A bluish light.
What? Where?
There.
Oh, yes, I can.
Well, what do you suppose that is?
I wish I had the faintest idea. It looks just like an eye.
Eh?
Well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, now you mention it, it does.
It's as though it's watching us. Staring at us.
Yeah, Doc, do us a favour. Here. That couldn't be the voice, could it?
How can an eye be a voice?
I mean, his eye.
Only one?
Why not? If he's as different from us as he says he is, maybe he's only got one. Maybe that's all he is. Just an eye.
How could an eye stay up in the air like that with no support? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We're in the tunnel, the air shaft, or whatever it is.
Well?
We've been walking down it for a long time.
Of course.
And now we can see a light, a bluish kind of light, very small and straight ahead. We don't quite know what to make of it.
You must keep walking until you reach it, and then pass through it.
What do you think we are, mice? We can't get through a hole that size.
You are quite a long way from it yet. It will grow as you approach it.
Oh, I see.
Then we'll keep going. And thank you.
It's a pleasure.
It's more than it is for me.
Well, let's get started. If that light is really as big as he says, we've a long way to go before we reach it.
Yeah, right.
Door, an opening anyway.
Circular, of course.
But what is it that lies on the other side?
And who's going to take first look?
Well, that door's big enough for all of us to take first look together.
Yes, Jack.
Wow.
Good.
Heavens, did you ever see it?
It's all a dream. It must be.
It's a nightmare. A beautiful nightmare.
And it is daylight.
How can it be daylight underground at night?
And where's the sun?
Well, there's no sun, I grant you, but the sky's... Oh, it's not the sky. It's a roof. An enormous spherical roof. Oh, this whole thing is artificial.
But it looks so real. Like a genuine fertile plain viewed from the top of a high cliff.
Look at those trees and things down there. They're trees like I never saw before.
It's warm, like a pleasant spring day.
It's like a huge garden. A colossal, beautiful garden.
You know, it's a different country, a different world. An artificial world laid out under the largest dome I've ever seen.
How does it keep up there with no pillars to support it? And there must be millions of tons of earth above it. The pressure must be fantastic.
Oh, look at those lovely flowers. Here, Kew Gardens is just a window box compared to this.
Well, whoever built this place must have a great love of beauty.
Hello, Luna.
Hey, Jet, he's calling.
Hello? Hello, yes?
Well, how do you like our home?
Is this where you live? Is this your city?
What is left of it?
I'd hardly call this a ruin.
No, not a ruin. But a city is not alive without inhabitants. And they are all gone, or nearly so.
But why do you live underground?
The climate of Earth is too violent for us to live on its surface.
Ah, they can't be so tough as we thought.
Well, you can't stay up there. To one side of you is a long flight of steps.
That's the longest flight of stairs I've ever seen. Fall down that lot and you get a nasty bump.
I'll be at the bottom, waiting for you.
Oh, blimey.
Oh, come on. No point in hanging about here.
Right, no. Well, we've touched bottom. What now?
I suppose we better follow this path. It's the only one.
There's one thing I'm grateful for.
And what's that, Lemmy?
Well, it ain't likely to be any saber-toothed tigers down here.
Hey, look.
Eh?
What, Doc? Another sphere.
Oh.
A complete one this time, not just a dome.
Hello?
Yes?
You're getting very close to me. Now.
Oh.
In a few moments, we shall meet.
Are you in that diving bell or whatever it is?
Yes, I am.
Do you want us to come in there, or will you come out?
The door will open, but you needn't enter. You may like just to look in first.
Very well.
Yeah, I don't like this. Let's go back.
No, Lemmy, stay where you are.
Door's opening, all right.
Can you see anybody? Anything in there?
Well, it's rather dark. Yes, I can. There, see? Oh, no!
Oh, Lance!
Oh, blimey! Oh, no! No, it can't be! Let me get out of here!
Lemmy, come back! Come back!
You have been listening to episode 10 of Journey into Space with Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and David Williams as Mitch, and with Deryck Guyler. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoy what I'm doing, I ask you to please subscribe to my channel or channels. Well, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, wish you well, peace.